Yeah, you made a point saying that Battlefield's definitely kicked Call of Duty into high gear to actually try to make some progress of the game. It totally has. And it's benefited us. I mean, I hate seeing all the slander towards this game that I really think is unnecessary. I don't get the hate. Maybe we live in some bubble, Justin. and we played a different beta and it was just an awful game and we're washed and we have no idea. I still don't believe that it's going to put Call of Duty to shame and like, oh yeah, Battlefield's all of a sudden going to be the top FPS. Like maybe I'll eat my words, but I really don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I think it's two different categories. It's good that Battlefield is such a good game, so COD can be better. I'm not even a Battlefield hater. I just don't play Battlefield. I haven't bought Battlefield because I'm just a COD player. But I can acknowledge that Battlefield 6 looks like a really great game, and it's going to make COD better because of it. Welcome, everyone, to episode 245 of the COD Casuals. We're your host, Justin.
And I'm Mike.
How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing all right, bro. Had a day at work as per you, bro.
As usual.
Yes, dude. So we got side note because we didn't talk at all before this. So I got a bunch of laptops at the beginning of the year, and I got 20 chargers for these laptops, even though I got 10 laptops because they were like, oh, they're not the greatest quality, bro. 3 of them are left. Can you believe this shit? I've never seen it before. I mean, they're all USB-C ports because they're like Chromebooks. Bro, the USB-C port itself has literally broken off on almost all of them.
No.
It is insane. So all I had today was be like, I can't charge my laptop. I can't charge. I'm like, you fucking because you broke them all. But like to their defense, I literally pulled one of them out. This was like maybe a couple weeks ago when I did this, and the whole port just stayed in the laptop.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've never seen anything so poorly made in my entire life. It just absolutely sent me. So I'm doing okay. I did get a new game over the week, which we'll talk about. So I've been doing that. We did play our Split Fiction. We got that going. So some things are going okay. But work life today, not off to a hot start this week.
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like you can't trust kids that young with like technology.
No,
Like,
no, you can't.
yeah, you get the Chromebooks. I would say aren't like the best quality, but I think that's the point. Like that's why they're made. Like for people that just like all you need is the internet. That's it.
Yeah, dude, you would be mind blown to see what they look like. They are defiled.
Oh yeah, I mean, I just wouldn't trust kids. I mean, that's why they're Chromebooks. So
Right.
like, I'm not trusting a kid with like any Apple product. Like giving them iPads, those things are gonna get ruined so fast.
Well, that's the thing. That some of them have a lot of them have phones, and sometimes I'll see them at the end of the day. You know, like because they can't have them during the actual school day. But I'll see them. I'm like, dude, your phone's in good shape. I'm like, what happened to your laptop, bro? Like some of these laptops, the actual screen itself is literally hanging off.
Mm-hmm.
Like by a thread. You can
Yeah.
see like they start picking away at like the outside of the laptop.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's unbelievable. And you think if they have their own stuff, I'm like, dude, I wouldn't trust you with anything.
Dude, they just don't care. It's not their stuff. That's why.
Yeah, that's the
And
main reason
it's
why.
not Apple.
Yeah, right. Can you
So
imagine if
they
we
don't
gave them
care.
all MacBooks, bro?
Those things would be destroyed.
Oh my god, they'd be totally wrecked. But no, I bought it. Was it yesterday? I bought Ghost of Yote
Mm-hmm.
because again we're in this drought period right now in between the beta and the launch of Black Ops 7. So I need a game to keep me going. Um, dude, I just want to talk about this a bit. Because I saw a few things where people were talking about like GTA was a 6, and I think it was regarding the price tag. That whole discussion had come up again.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that is a game that Ghost of Yote, if anyone listening has bought it, they probably feel the same way. That's a game that's worth the $70. Like nowadays, when I think of AAA title quality regarding the story, the characters, the gameplay, everything about it, that's what I expect from
Mm-hmm.
games. It's a phenomenal game. So I've only been playing it for like probably 5-6 hours. But comparing that to a lot of other games that are out right now, I don't understand how anybody could be trying to justify, like developers, I mean, or any like the overlords, that they should charge anything more than $70. Because for me, like especially with those guys, how many years they took to make it, that is like as good as it gets. It could be a little bit better, but for that style of game and everything, you're not dissatisfied with spending that much money on that game.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, the argument is right. GTA 6, it's rumors to be $100 when it comes out, or that subscription based thing where I think it was like $5 or $6 a month if you just want the game, and you just pay that, which I think that's just stupid for people that are gonna do that. Unless like you're like a busy person, let's say, right? And you just want to play GTA Online with your friend, and you only play the, I don't know, a couple times a week, if that. Then maybe it might be worth it if you know you're probably gonna jump from game to game anyways. Like if you're only gonna play GTA and it's gonna be a phase for like 3 months, and you only paid like what, $15 for the
Right.
game, which that then I can see. But obviously, there are gonna be people that are gonna be like, I can't swing the $100 now, but let me go and pay whatever the monthly subscription is for the game, and then they're just gonna completely forget about it by
Hmm.
the time the break even of $100. But to your point though, uh, the developers that can charge that $70 price tag, they earn that though. That's obviously your first game that comes out. It's gonna be marked as brand new, like $70. But to continue to do that, they've earned it, you know. Um, where the risk with GTA is obviously that game's probably going to be worth the $100, with the amount of work that they put into it. But then other developers are going to try to follow suit and say this is a $100 game. We'll see though, because obviously GTA is going to be worth $100 with the amount of stuff they're putting into this game. Whereas other devs, like we've talked about it so many times, like they might just follow suit and it's not going to be worth it at all.
Yeah, it shows to me that a lot of the games that are out right now, um, they don't live up to the price hike, you
Mm-hmm.
know? And in general, with like the way games have been over the past, I don't know, 5 or 10 years, some people could probably even say it's been longer than that. But I feel like right in that, the past, I don't know, probably even since COVID, maybe a little bit before, like 2017 or so, there's been just a decline in the quality of games by some of these developers. They just put out slop and they expect people to be buying it year after year. Um, and I really I don't understand. I'm talking mainly too from like a single player point of view. Multiplayer, like, people could probably be saying like we're hypocritical because Call of Duty maybe is the same thing every year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I could agree with you to an extent with some of the past years that we've had. But for these games, when you think about Sucker Punch, who they obviously have spent years making this game, um, you can just tell that the people that made it actually gave a damn about the game
Mm-hmm.
when making it. They were actually passionate about it, and what they wanted done in the game was done. And I haven't watched any spoilers on it, but like most of the reviews that I see are, positive reviews about it and talk really just comparing it to the first one, which was arguably one of the best games ever. Um, and I don't know, when I saw that $70 on my credit card and I started playing, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, totally. Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
locked in on this game. I love this game already. But there's been too many games in the past that I've been burned on where I'm like, really? Like you're gonna charge this much for the game? And
Mm-hmm.
too that they're full of shit because 3, 4 months later, oh yeah, it's $40. You
Oh
know?
yeah, yeah. I mean, like I think it's different between single player games and multiplayer games. Yes, you can make that argument. Like, yeah, we pre-order COD every year. One, we have the podcast. Two, multiplayer and single player are just so different. The amount of hour, like, regardless of how long a single player game takes, like, we'll use Assassin's Creed for example. You and I like to get everything. We're gonna clock in like hours and hours in that game. That is no comparison to what we clock in Call of Duty for multiplayer at all.
Yeah.
Like multiplayer has, yes, a life cycle of the year that COD's out, where that single player game, you can argue that it's the amount of times that like you play the first run. Because I would say most people, once they play through a single player game, they're not going back and playing it again, unless like, oh no, yeah, the average person isn't doing that. If you like go and hunt for trophies like you do, you're gonna go back and replay just to get the trophies that you missed through the first like run. You know,
Right.
I would say the majority of people don't do that. Like
Yeah.
I do not go back and play games, single player games again, unless it was like a great game. And I I don't like buy any games brand new anymore or pre-order unless again the first game in the series outside of COD that I pre-order every year um is a great single player game. Like the last game I think that I pre-ordered like outside of COD is probably The Last of Us.
Damn.
Yeah. Like I don't buy games brand new
Mhm.
because to your point they're going to go on sale later on. And I know they're going to go on sale later on. Um and also too I just wait for a while cuz usually what happens is like The Last of Us for example, the first one I didn't play that dude until like the end of the life cycle of the PS4. And
Yeah,
I was like, I'm
which
gonna
is I
play it.
remember
I'm
that.
gonna play it. I'm gonna play it. Just never watched anything on it. And other games came out, and I was like, I'll get to it eventually. And
Yeah.
I do that a lot. Where I did that, and I bought the game because it was like $10, whatever. Like I had downtime, beat the game, great game, had a lot of fun, and then The Last of Us 2 came out, and I always do this where it's just random too. Like I time it to where the next game comes out like years later, so I don't have to wait at all.
Right.
Um, and Last of Us 2, I did pre-order and play it because I love the first one so much. So that's when I still think they've earned my $70 like pre-order because the
Right.
first one is so good. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, if the first one isn't, like I'm probably gonna wait till the first one is on sale just to see it, unless like I have the urge to go get it.
Yeah. Like Ghost of Tsushima was such an amazing game. It was like an unbelievable experience. And after seeing, I was a little skeptical still about Yote. I knew it was going to be a good game, but it was just a matter of how good is it? Are
Mhm,
people like, no, it's good, but Tsushima's way better. If it was going to be one of those games, I would have been, I had a lot of trepidation about buying it. But then I saw someone like, and a lot of people upvoted it talking about how this game was better than the first one.
mhm,
And I was thinking to myself, That's a statement right there,
mhm,
because that game was freaking amazing." Um, and yeah, I mean, it was the right move. This is something that we've talked about before, but I feel now as I'm getting older, this is low key a concern for me with the back catalog of games. Bro, we have so many games that we
yeah,
haven't played,
it's a lot.
and I'm starting to be like, damn, am I ever gonna play these games? Like, am I ever gonna play Assassin's Creed Shadows? Like, am I gonna get there?
Mhm,
And with this game right now, with the time in between Black Ops 7, once Black Ops 7 comes out, it might as well be wraps. I know I'm going to be
mhm,
playing that game pretty much exclusively. And I was thinking with this game, I'm like, when am I actually going to play it? You know,
mhm.
and even thinking about all those other games that I got there, it's how many more Assassin's Creeds are going to come out until I'm like, all right, I need to play this one, then I got to play this one, then I got to play this, and then I'll get to this one. Like, then I'm finally caught up, you know?
Yeah. Well, see that's a thing. I think every gamer that gets older experiences that. Like you're gonna have a catalog, and then when you do have time to game, you're so picky about. All right, I have like a day where I can just game. Which game do I really put my time into? And our thing is with the pod, obviously, and like COD. When the new game comes out, that's our game for the
Mhm.
whole year. And yeah, we'll have our single players like here and there, but uh, I guess it's a good thing when Black Ops 7 seems like it's going to be a really fun COD, but we're going to want to play that the entire time, which doesn't leave room for any of the single player games that we want to play on top of that. So, but that's also why I usually just wait until things go on sale because COD comes
Right.
out, I'm just playing that, and then I'm like, oh shoot, it's already been like a year since this game came out. Oh, it's on sale now. Like I can just get it now.
Yeah.
Um, it always ends up happening like that, unless if they come out with a game that if they made another Uncharted right now that's coming out, I would pre-order that
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
I'm so particular in the games that I do want to play because again, COD's just first, and we just don't have the unlimited time that we would want to play it.
Yeah, and it's also the type of game too, because that game, Ghost of Yote, does not. It doesn't fit into the category of games where you can just sit and play it for like half an hour or an hour.
Yeah.
You have to sit down and probably dedicate 2 or 3 hours to really get wrapped up in the story or like in the world. Um, and when we're playing COD, we're gonna probably log on like 9:30, play until 11. Like, oh yeah, what am I gonna do and go play that game at the end of the night? Like,
Yeah,
no,
no.
it's not gonna happen. That's why right now we're still at like time of recording this, working through not split fiction. No, is it split
Yeah,
fiction?
Split Fiction. Yeah.
Um, and that game is like right in the perfect realm because it is a game where, yeah, we could go and do like a couple of levels, if you want to call them that, and probably play for like half hour, 40 minutes, and you're somewhat invested, but it's not that bad. You can pull out of it pretty quickly, and
Mhm.
you're not, you don't feel like you haven't done anything, but that's a rare kind of game because I honestly think just because it is a co op game and co op games tend to have that experience, but co op
Mhm.
games are
Well,
slowly dying away anyway, as
co
is.
co-op games are just they're nice because the thing is, like, it keeps you accountable. Like, you can't play the game unless I'm on.
Hmm.
That's the thing. It's like, yo, you
Right.
can't progress in the game unless you have that other person playing. Uh,
Yeah. I don't
I'm
know
sure
why
you
co-op
can.
games died anyway, dude. I don't get
I
that.
don't know. I think people are just like the multiplayer games. They just took over completely, and there are a lot of single player games now, and Steam, and there are just so many other options where people aren't playing it. But I don't think we didn't even talk about playing Split Fiction because it was in between like episodes
Oh
when
yeah,
we.
true.
So yeah, we're fine. My freaking EA account, like I was able to connect it. We talked about this like episodes ago, but I got Split Fiction to work. So now you and I have been playing it. And we've heard that it's an incredible game. Again, no spoilers or anything. Um, Great game. If you
Mhm.
have like another friend that wants to play, a co-op game and waiting for that, go play that. Fantastic game. They're the same creators of It Takes Two and then A Way Out or No Way Out.
I think it's a way out.
A Way Out, yeah. Fantastic game. Like storyline is great. The visuals are awesome. It's just a fun co-op game. And I think if that's the thing, if I was an on and you were like, okay, I want to progress and say I'm like, I'm not invested into this game anymore, you could go and play it with one of your friends, but they're not going to be as good as me. I
Could you
did.
Bro, could you imagine, by the way, if I just did that? The betrayal.
Well, I mean, I'm sure you'd ask me like, or like I would say too, I'm like, I'm just not feeling this game. I'm not
Dude.
invested in this.
Well, okay, if it was a situation like that and you were like, "Yeah, I just don't like the game at all," like, yeah, you go ahead. But right
Yeah.
now, we both really, really like the game. Can you
Yeah.
imagine there's a night you don't wanna play? I'm like, "Yo, I really wanna get some levels. Can I play with my buddies?" You're like,
Yeah.
"What the hell?"
That would be different.
That'd be insane.
um, but yeah, that game's just a ton of fun, and like you could go and do that, but I'm telling you, there's something about when you have another friend and you've just played video games for years and years together that that chemistry's unmatched. Like we just know what we're gonna do, even in those games.
Yeah, especially in those games because it's
Yeah,
so puzzle based
you have to
and
work
timing
together.
based. Yeah,
Yeah,
if you don't have good timing or can't really, strategize with another person, yeah, you're screwed. I wouldn't even ask any of my other buddies to play that because I don't play with them really at all. So it would be a complete disaster. Be like, dude, can you move, bro? It's like, hold on, okay, you ready now? Get
yeah,
I've been ready, bro.
yeah. Trying to coordinate. Like, all right, I got to do this. You got to go move here and do this. Like we just
Yeah.
know without even thinking, really.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would struggle with that game. If you have someone who's not really like a solid duo, if you have someone who you know you've been playing with for a while, it's not that bad of a game.
Mhm.
Um, but I do like in that game how they do give a good amount of variety with the puzzles. There are some that are pretty easy, but then there was a couple of them where we had to scratch our heads for a second and think
Mhm.
about how to actually pull this off,
Yeah,
um,
yeah,
which is
and
good.
coordinating. I swear, we take it, for granted, like being able to look at the screen and move with our thumbs, and then also move the screen with our right stick.
Yeah.
Dude, some people like they can't. That's multitasking technically, but it's just muscle memory for us, because they're not spoiling. There are parts in the scene in the game where you're like inverted and stuff, and the screen is completely split. So the left side is me, the right side's you, and my screen's inverted, yours isn't, and I have to look on your screen to help like with certain puzzles, and then I also have to keep track of my screen. If you're just, I don't know, a very very casual player, like you don't, or just gamer in general, and you pick this up and you're trying to move around, you're probably like, dude, my head hurts.
Especially, like, I think about the, one of the last ones we played with that, like, sun that was exploding, you had to dodge
Yeah,
all the yeah, and it's yeah, like, you've got one person up on top, one person on the bottom, and they have to work together to get through this path, and they add that other element in there. Yeah,
hmm
a lot of people would rage quit over that, no doubt.
dude. Last thing, I was just thinking too, the part where we had a ball, or no, it was a bomb technically, and we had to go and
Oh,
basically
yeah.
put it into the crate. Dude, if
Mhm.
you are not playing with another person where you can communicate, that must be an absolute nightmare. Because you and I ran through that pretty quick.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Like, because you
I
gotta
I
focus and then you also gotta throw it to the other person.
and to think that you can play that without a mic. Like,
Yeah.
bro, how is that legal? How could
Yeah.
you play that game without talking to the person that you're with? I think
Mhm,
you can just randomly party up with people who are queued up,
mhm,
which again, if you're doing that, that's insane. And then on top of that, if you join up on some random, it's like, "Hey, you got a mic?" and they don't have one, you
mhm.
have to leave. There's
Dude,
no way you
yeah.
can get any progress in that game. It would be almost not impossible, but you would have to be, like, telepathically
Mhm.
connected with that person to know what you're trying to do.
Yeah, I can see where if you're playing with a buddy that's just not a decent gamer, like in a situation like that, it would be so hard not to get
Yeah.
mad. Which is why I think if we did content off of that, it wouldn't be that exciting. Because you and I, like, yeah, we fuck up from time to time, but it's not like we're so bad at the game where it's funny. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, we're like, oh yeah, we got to do this. Bam, 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 bam. We figured out the puzzle. All right, let's just go.
Right, right.
Whereas you you take a COD player that only plays COD, and then you give them this game and they play together, dude, they're getting frustrated. Like that would be funny.
Yeah, yeah. Now, it would be. I'm sure there's a bunch of compilations of people, like, losing their minds on that game, as is, but even to what we were saying earlier, that's another game where I don't even think it was 70, I think it was $50.
Yeah, it was 50 or 60.
Totally worth it. Like,
Yeah.
from everything that you said about it
Mhm.
before story-wise and whatnot, the level design in that game is incredible, like, and I'm not gonna go too much in the weeds, but it's like every time you play that game when you're like, just switching between the characters, like as to what their stories are, there's all different settings. So you're never playing with one setting for that long, like in one environment. You have like a different power, and then you go
Mhm.
to like, futuristic, you're in the jungle, you're in the past, like it goes all over the place. And the game never really feels stale because of that.
Yeah.
Um,
And the
and
game's
they're
just,
beautiful.
yeah, the game's beautiful. And yeah, that game, it's just unique because yeah, we bought it at full price because we got the first one on sale when
Mhm.
we played a way out. Like I forget how much we got that. It was like $10 or something like that,
Yeah, it was like
if that.
nothing.
And the unique thing about those games is that they only one person has to buy it technically, like the full game. And
Mhm.
then the other person can download the friends pass and then you play for free. So
Yeah.
essentially, like what we do is the game's just 50-50. Like it's 50% off.
Right,
essentially.
right.
Like, if we bought, I can't remember if it was 50 or 60. I want to say it was $50. Um, oh no, it might be 60. It was $30
Yeah,
each.
exactly.
Like that's way cheaper than like a normal game now, and it gives you way more content in that game. Like
Right.
it's so much more fun. So the games like that are worth it. And there was no pre-order for that game. I think the game just dropped. But like because of the speaking of pre-orders, like Battlefield 6 came out
Mhm.
and dude, people have been just playing that and everybody's been saying this is killing Call of Duty or I hope this kills Call of Duty, which we talked about. It's two different categories of FPSs. It's just insane to me that people are still pushing this. And I look, I get it. COD deserves some of the hate. I don't think it deserves like all the hate that it's been getting just because people are hopping on a bandwagon and just saying COD sucks. Like I hope Battlefield like push it to the grave. I'm like, okay, yes. And they look at the numbers, we'll get into that, all that stuff. But the true test is will this game last? Call of Duty is never going to die. It won't. It will not die. We know there's going to be a new COD next year.
And after that, and
And
after
after
that.
that, yeah, exactly. And regardless of how bad the support has been, there's always support in the beginning of the COD cycle.
Right.
And it's always going to be there. Battlefield 6, I hope it's successful so then it kicks COD's ass to where like, all right, we got to, you know, kick it up a notch and do more, which they have been clearly, but EA has to upkeep this game. And do we all really trust EA to upkeep a game for more than a year?
Right. I
I
mean, we've seen these guys like EA and we've seen Microsoft. We've seen them absolutely kill franchises before. It has happened. It'll continue to happen. And I'm not saying on the Sony side that that it's not going to happen with them. It can happen. Activision too. But yeah, you made a point saying that Battlefield's definitely kicked Call of Duty into high gear to actually try to make some progress of the game. It totally has, and it's benefited us. I mean, I I hate seeing all the slander towards this game that I really think is unnecessary. I don't get the hate. Maybe we live in some fucking bubble, Justin.
I don't
we
know.
and we played a different beta and it was just an awful game and we're washed and we have no idea. I thought the game was like phenomenal. I thought it was really, really good. Um and I still see people to your point, because the feed is just filled with Battlefield 7 because that's the hot game right now. Um,
6.
and or 6, I keep saying 7, I don't know why. But yeah, people are on that right now because it is the new game and everyone wants to be playing it. But I really do think part of it is because it is a new FPS and COD's just not here right now. You know, uh,
Mhm.
I think that's kind of the main thing that's holding people like, everyone's just got their attention on that game. And there is a talk about Call of Duty coming out a little bit earlier. That's I don't know if that's confirmed. I don't think so. It's just a rumor, but it would definitely be a smart move for them to do it if they're ready. You don't want to do
Mhm.
it too early and like maybe, that extra week. I don't know if it's going to do anything for them, but I think that would be the right move. Like capture the people right now who, yeah, they are Battlefield fans, but they're also COD fans. Like they're just FPS fans, and they're kind of waiting for the release date of the game.
Mhm.
If it came out a week early, a lot of those people, I guarantee, would just hop off Battlefield. And let's say the hype would die out for the game. It's still going to be there. It is a really good game from what I've seen and what I've read online. But yeah, I still don't believe that it's gonna put Call of Duty to shame and like, oh yeah, Battlefield's all of a sudden gonna be the top FPS. Like, get out of here. Maybe I'll eat my words, but I really don't think that's gonna happen.
Yeah, I think it's two different categories.
Right.
Like we've been saying that. And it's good that Battlefield is such a good game so COD can be better, but the rumors of COD being released a week early, to be completely honest, I don't care if it's released a week earlier or not. I don't think that's going to swing their metrics of, you know, Battlefield's out now. COD being released a week early, like what's that going to like realistically do for them, Because to your point, The people talking trash about COD are gonna still buy the game and play COD when it launches.
Right.
I can say I'm not even a Battlefield hater. I just don't play Battlefield. I haven't bought Battlefield because I'm just a COD player. But I
Right.
can, acknowledge that Battlefield 6 looks like a really great game and it's going to make COD better because of it. You know,
Yeah.
the true Battlefield fans that I'm not even going to say fan, but like they're not going to buy COD because they play Battlefield. That's fine. It doesn't matter. Like it's the same way with me. I'm not going to buy Battlefield because, well, one, none of my friends play Battlefield. So why am I going to buy it? Uh, yeah. And two, I'm a COD player. That's a FPS I choose. I'm gonna play it, and I hope it gets better because of Battlefield 6.
Yeah, and I think it's in a weird realm because there's a lot of COD fans or people maybe who used to be COD fans that switch to Battlefield. But I could be wrong, but I don't believe there's a lot of people that are Battlefield fans that then switch to COD. You know what I
Mhm,
mean? A lot of the moves that have come because of the recent years in COD is definitely just come out of frustration. People are frustrated with the series and with like the
mhm,
actual game itself. And now they finally have another FPS that isn't Apex and that isn't Valorant or anything else that they don't want to be dealing with that, especially people who are like they can't play those because if they're not playing on PC.
mhm.
Um, so they've definitely taken advantage and captured those people, but that's what I'm saying with this beta. When it came out, it was great and the reception was really, really good. I don't I don't see a lot of people sticking with Battlefield when COD comes out. Like those people that are kind of like in the in between. I mean, the Battlefield fans, of course, like they're not going to go play COD. They wouldn't play COD anyway.
Mhm.
But those who maybe just did it out of spite, I think they're gonna find it pretty hard to try to not go and buy Call of Duty this year.
Yeah.
Because again, it is a good game, but it
Mhm.
just depends on how fragile their ego is, and how like do they really want to just hold out for the sake of some argument that honestly no one cares about? Like
Mhm.
I saw Nate Shot say it on his stream once, and it was so true. It's like, why can't we just be happy that we've got two awesome shooters this year? Like, what's the
Mhm.
problem? And I'm more on that stand. Like I think it's great competition and it's good variety. Like if we really wanted to play Battlefield and still do okay because we have an FPS to be playing, um, it would be a nice change of pace. But it's not we're probably not going to. But we have the option if
Mhm.
we
No,
wanted
yeah.
to. Instead of prior where
Exactly.
it's like you have one game and that's really it. There's no other
Mhm.
competition. That sucks.
Yeah, and the frustration of COD, I mean, you and I have expressed it. We still play the game, but we recognize it. And the people that have jumped from COD to Battlefield, that's totally fine. But I would say the large majority of those people, when the game drops, they're gonna buy it and play the
Mhm.
game again. And once a COD fan, you're gonna be a COD fan. You're gonna go and play the game. And if people don't want to buy COD, that's totally fine. Play Battlefield. No one cares. Like I can say confidently, I am not gonna go play Battlefield unless the game's free on like a monthly free game on PlayStation.
Yeah.
And that's not because I hate the game or anything. It's because one, I spent money on COD. I want to go play COD. Two, I'm a COD player. I don't play Battlefield. Like if I hopped on Battlefield, I have no friends to play with. And that's what makes like honestly any game fun, like any multiplayer game. If I don't have friends that are playing Battlefield, why would I even play it? Like
Yeah,
it makes the
absolutely.
experience so much like better when you have friends playing it. And it's another FPS. I think the argument there, one, it just shouldn't exist, but two, people that only really play FPSs that people that jump from like COD, Battlefield, Valorant, CS:GO, like all that stuff. You and I don't do that. We stick to our one FPS, but I think the void that we fill there is with our single player games. Like we are gamers. We like other games too. It's like I categorize 2K players and Madden players. You guys are gamers, but it's kind of like, the FPS realm. Like you guys stick to sports games, which, fine. But you know what you're going to get every year. People that play FPSs, like it's kind of the same thing. You get COD. Valorant doesn't change. CS:GO doesn't change. You got Apex. Yeah, like you got all these games but you and I still only stick to one thing, and then we fill in the void with a variety of single player games. Well, we just don't stick to one category.
And I know way too many people who don't play single player games, and I don't understand it.
Yeah,
Like,
I do too, and I think part of it's because the FPS games are like they're quick, right? Again, if it's a timing thing, I understand because you and I, like we said, you have to sit down for at least 2 to 3 hours
yeah.
for these games to play. But it's worth it because these games are good. But when it's like COD or even Battlefield, those are shorter sessions. You can hop in, play a game couple times like a day, and then you're out. The attention span isn't there.
Even still, man, I think if you're playing COD, like you go on and you play like, oh, I can get 2 games in. I still think that's like psychotic. I've done that
Yeah.
maybe a handful of times. I'm like, why did I even bother playing? You know?
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, there is a void that we fill because of that, because of the single player games. Again, I don't understand people who only stick to really one genre of game. Like they only play Mortal Kombat, like they only play like those kinds of games, like those or like Street Fighter, and that's it. It to me, it just seems really odd. Like there's so much more in gaming that you could be playing to enjoy, and obviously so many other developers that are out there that are putting out incredible games and stories. For me, I don't get why you wouldn't want to be supplementing your gaming life with some of those in there because yeah, COD more or less is the same thing every year, right? Like probably about 80% of it. They change a little bit that keeps us excited. Um, but that's kind of the whole point of that game, you know? You're it would be insane if they all of a sudden were like, "Yeah, we're gonna change pretty much every single thing about this game going into next year." That's a huge roll of the dice, you
Hmm.
know, and who really wants to do that? Because it could be a complete disaster. Um, whereas now, like if you're doing some of these smaller quality of life changes, we got a good amount this year. But in reality, we didn't get massive changes to this game, you know? Like,
Hmm.
there some small things that definitely have made it better, and it's gonna be a good year, but if you wanna keep yourself fresh and just motivated to be gaming in general, I feel like you have to be playing some other games instead of just COD. Like, I say go insane, but I would get way more burnt out from playing Call of Duty only for, like, the entire year
Hmm.
if I didn't have some other games or something else in there to kinda, like, supplement. I know I said at the beginning, when COD comes out, it's gonna be pretty much it, but for sure, I mean, I'm gonna have my other single player games that I always have, even if they're, like, my old PS2 or 3 games that I'll just be playing alongside of it to add a little bit more to it.
Yeah, I mean I don't. I think the people that don't really play the single player games, I just don't. I think they just don't know any better because they haven't gone out of their way to try to play other games. And whether that's because some people just don't want to, or they just don't have the time. Like that, I know a lot of people who only play Madden and 2K. That's it. And
How do you do that?
and those are just like they're not sitting for 2 hours, 3 hours though. Like gaming. I think those games are the people that they can't be alone. Meaning, those are all multiplayer games. You're always playing with a friend. You're always playing with someone. Where single player games, you have to lock in by yourself and play. Obviously, the story has to be good to play, but there are a bunch of single player games that are really good. And I think a lot of those people that only play one specific category, they just haven't tried, you know, those other games. I mean, like Tyler, for example, he talked about how he played The Last of Us or Red Dead, and those are iconic games, but he couldn't get into it. Like
Yeah,
it didn't keep his attention long enough, and that's because he just likes FPSs. Like he is in that realm. Like he is a Call of Duty guy. You know, he
and
he enjoys he enjoys those FPSs. Even like all the old FPSs we've talked about, like Medal of Honor. It's the same style. It's not a lengthy story where you have to sit by yourself and just follow a story. You have to listen. Things like that.
yeah, I think for, people who stream or have, content, like, as their career, um, they have a much harder time because if you're going to be a Call of Duty person who you're going to be, I think of what's his name because he was in the on the feed recently was oh what's his name? He's in Phase. He's been
Adapt.
no, not Adapt. I forget his name right now. I'm totally blanking out on him. I'll remember it eventually here. Maybe if you've heard this too. But he's always been a Call of Duty. He's in the Nuke Squad. He's like one of the main guys that was in that. Um,
Mhm.
and he's been playing Call of Duty, obviously forever. And now he's been playing Battlefield, and all he's doing is just kill whoring. He's just going around. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. What's his name? Do you remember it now?
Swag.
Yeah, Face
Yeah.
Swag. Thank you. And he's like getting backlash over this from the Battlefield people who are like, bro, you're not playing the game like how you should be. Like, dude, you need to be rezzing your teammates and everything. And his response is like, dude, you really think I'm gonna be rezzing these like absolute kids who have no thumbs and they're a bunch of like burgers? Like, dude, screw that. Which part of it I agree with, but I'm sure the other part of him too is like the people who are watching me right now and who are essentially paying my bills, I need to be on it. Like, I need to be doing cool shit for them to be entertained when watching
Mhm.
my stream. If I'm just over here, like, playing really methodically and, like, playing to a certain class, like, and I'm rezzing people or, et cetera, people are not interested in that. His fan base wants to see, like, montage worthy stuff all
Mhm.
the time. It'd be like if you're watching Pomage and he's, like, not sniping.
Yeah, yeah.
You're like,
Well,
dude, I don't want to see that. I want to see you getting 5-ons in the feed, which
mhm,
I know you can do. Um, that streamer mentality and content mentality has definitely impacted what people end up playing because it's a way different vibe if you're going to be watching someone play Call of Duty compared to if you're going to watch someone play Red Dead 2.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
there's no way people that would be following that are like, "Oh, dude, I have no time to listen to some dialogue from point A to point B that's like a 4-minute conversation." Like,
Mhm.
dude, that's half of a game almost on COD already that
Yeah,
I could have been watching. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, our audience, it's primarily COD based. I
Right.
guarantee you that the first 20 minutes that we just talked about other games, there are people that don't wanna hear that.
Mhm.
They want Call of Duty, which that's fine. Like, you have to know your community,
Look at the
you know?
second name. It's COD
Like,
Casuals.
yeah, you have to know your community, and I don't think you can completely tailor your audience to or, like, yourself to your audience. Obviously, like, Swag's gonna play the game how he wants to play, you know? Yes, maybe in the back of his head, he's thinking about, "Well, I have to do cool stuff for my audience to, like, picture,
Yeah.
and, like, stay and watch," but those people, like, they have big enough fan base to where they're watching them because they just, like them as a personality. And to
Yeah.
that guy's argument about Battlefield, no one fucking plays objective in COD anyway. So what does it fucking matter? Like, it doesn't matter. Um,
No, it's
COD,
true.
like, someone has to be frying, which is fair, but you got to be frying the right way.
Yeah.
Battlefields in general is more objective based, which is true. I understand that. And yeah, I get diehard Battlefield players are like, "Oh, look at all these COD players coming in. They're not coming and playing the objective." Dude, who cares? They might be better than you at Battlefield because they're so cracked at COD. Like, I don't know what to tell you. And no one plays objective in COD, and it pisses me off. Like,
Yeah, like
you
it,
know?
it it is a systemic issue. Nobody nobody ever does it. The amount of games you go into hardpoint and you've got people who are up at the top fragging,
Mhm,
doing everything that they can, but they've got 0 time in hill, and we
mhm,
still get slapped,
mhm.
like at the actual
But
hardpoint itself.
that's the thing. If you get slapped, that's the other teammate's fault too. Like,
Right,
if we know someone's frying and we're not, all right, just rotate.
right.
Do you want to win the game or do you want to lose? You got someone like doing everything for you. Go, go and do something. And in Battlefield, if you're dying and you need a rest, that's your fault, man. Like, this person's dropping 100 plus kills in the game, and you can't go and fucking get an objective when this guy is trying his heart out. It's like, we've been there where you and I are top fragging and we are rotating to get all those kills on the hard point, and the team still doesn't want to hop on the hard point, man. Like, what else do we need to do? Do we need to sit on the hard point and collect time and sacrifice, the spawns and like the control that we have? Because that's the only way we're gonna win. But then the other teammates are getting cooked and they don't want to hop on hill. They can't get any kills.
It's setting the ego aside,
It is, yeah.
you know?
And COD players, yes, every COD player has an ego, like a major ego. But I think any FPS player too just has an ego in general. If someone's better than you, hop on the objective.
Yeah.
Like I, you know,
Man, dude, yeah, if I'm double negative and we're, like, halfway through and we're losing, I'm like, "Okay, I'm not gonna be turning this around." Especially when I've got, like, say you or, like, one of our other friends who's up at the top, like, doing everything. I'm like, "Alright, they don't need me," you know?
mhm.
My services are not required in the kill department, but I do need to hop on the hill. But a lot of people are just they keep, like, running into the wall being like, "Dude,
Mhm.
I'm gonna get that kill, I'm gonna get that kill, like, let me get my 5 streak here." I'm like, "Bro, you've been trying to do that for half the game and you're quad negative, like, you're dog
Yeah,
shit."
and the kill doesn't
Call it a day.
matter.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
matters is getting the points, and you know, we always switch off. You know, it's not like, oh, I'm frying like the entire night, and then you know, the next night I might not be as good, and then like you're frying, and it's like we just switch off because what we're trying to do is win. Like
And it's game to game for us too,
yeah,
you know, or match to match. Like some of those again, we or there's plenty of times where we're both doing that, and then we have to we have to delegate because the teammates ain't doing shit. Like when rank play comes up,
mhm.
there's plenty of times we've been there. We're both like doing our job, and the teammates are worthless, and it's way too close of a game. I'm like, all right, I'll slow down. Like
Yeah,
you go,
yeah,
like just go, bro. Like,
yeah, and that part is just so frustrating. Like you got to put your ego aside. If you want to win, you have to do stuff that you probably don't want to do. The worst combination though in any game is when your teammates are literally worthless and you're frying and you're rotating. You are on the hill too, trying to collect as much as you can, but you know, the other team's like actually not running at you one by one, so you can't like regen. That is the worst. You're literally trying to do everything you can. You're top fragging, you're playing objective, and the teammates are just completely worthless.
and then the other team has the nerve at the end to start talking shit to you. I'm like, "Come on, man. You
Man,
have
come
to
on.
like, dude, look at the stat line, bro."
Yeah.
Like,
I
if
tried
I'm
my
not
hardest.
getting a "I'm sorry," like, "Bro, that sucks," I don't wanna talk to you. You know what I mean? I'd rather I like
Yeah.
that or get a GG's and you don't say shit. But if you're over
Yeah.
here talking trash, you're like, "Dude, you guys lost like, you got 50-point club right now." I'm like, "Dude, look at the team."
Yeah, yeah. You go double positive, 100, 150 plus seconds in the hill. We still lose. The other teammates quad negative, 25 seconds in the hill. The
Yeah.
whole game. Like, what are we supposed to do with that? Can't
Yeah,
do anything.
and they've got and oh, they'll be saying that, and then they've got some guy on the other team who's hacking, and,
Yeah.
like, they're over here thinking that he's God. I'm like, "Bro, he's on a 12 streak, and we haven't even got done with P1." Like, come on. They're,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
clearly, you know? Um, honestly, I threw in another little thing too in our notes because I wanted to chat about it for, a bit, which this was interesting. This came out from Activision, which surprised by this, about the Ricochet anti-cheat, which I haven't really heard anything about this because, granted, Black Ops 6, I think, is still in complete turmoil with the
Mhm.
hackers and ranked play. We haven't played ranked in a minute on that game. And I don't know too many people who are. I don't know if it's the Wild West anymore. But when they had it regarding Black Ops 7, they said that it had a 99% efficacy rate in the beta, which, thinking back to it now, maybe I just took for granted that every match that we played, there was no cheating in there at all, which looking back on prior betas and even still on Twitter, like going on the feed, I remember in the other betas you would see people that are like, oh yeah, they've already figured out how to hack and they're already doing this. Um, and I don't remember seeing that. Maybe people listening, they did see otherwise, but I think on top of what we were saying before about Call of Duty being a good spot, seeing that stat is just another plus. Like it's another bonus. I feel that if they can do that, if they can really get the cheating under control, which has been a big problem, especially with Black Ops 6, then this game is going to be a huge success, not just at launch, but in the long term, which has been COD's biggest problem and a lot of games' biggest problem. If they can keep that controlled, then it's going to be a really, really good year for them.
Yeah, like, well, we already know that this is gonna be a good pubs game. This will be a very fun pubs
Mhm.
game. Uh, they gotta control the hackers. If well, or not if, when rank drops, that needs to be, like, totally no hackers at all. It has to be hack proof. Because that's when it really matters. Because I think in my head, if you're hacking, you're you're probably like a decent player, but you just need more, right? Like you have to be better than average, in my opinion. I'm sure there are a lot of hackers that just are god awful at the game, so they're just hacking for fun. But you know what I mean? Like there are hackers like back in MW2, the people that hacked with like double jump and like a bunch of this other stuff, it was like funny and fun.
That was different hacking.
These hackers are like, no, I'm fucking good at the game. I need to boost my ego even more to where I'm gonna start hacking to say I'm really good at the game. You know, that's what I've noticed in trends of like human society.
You have to be good enough to know how to make yourself look legit at cheating.
Yeah, yeah.
You know
Or
what I mean?
yeah, or they're just you can tell they're just cheating, but their ego's just so big that they tell themselves and lie so much that they're really good at the game, but you're hacking. You know,
Yeah,
and I think as a society, just in general, I think people are doing that and it's fucked. Like it makes no sense. I'm like, you're lying to yourself so much that you think it's the truth. Where you just need to
yeah.
get better.
Yeah, I don't understand why. I mean, I'll never understand why people do any hacking like that in a ranked game. The stuff from MW2, I understood it. It was funny, you know. We all
Mhm.
had good times with that. The D ranking stuff, you're a sick bastard for doing that, but I
Yeah.
could even,
Yeah.
in some
Outside of
weird
that.
part of me, I can't understand why people would want to do that because there's just people who are losers out there. But yeah, to what we're saying here within the last game, and hopefully we don't have to deal with this game, there's people who hack in ranked who, again, they have to be good enough to know how to try to, manipulate their gameplay with hacks, knowing that people are going to be watching them. But they, like, instead of auto locking, they're like, oh, let me go, but then we like move a little bit off, off center. Like I don't center perfectly. So
Mhm.
people think, oh, he made a mistake. Like, yeah, if he was hacking, he wouldn't have made that mistake. To me, that there's layers of issues with you
Oh yeah.
if you
Yeah, dude.
if you're
It's like,
if you're trying to
why?
convince people of that. Yeah, it's like, bro, we're not playing for money here. Like this is this is
Mhm.
just for fun. Who are you trying to convince? Like obviously yourself,
Mhm.
which is, again, it's a sad commentary on how you are as a person. Yeah, I agree with you. If you're doing that, if you are hacking in a game, I guarantee you're a loser in real life. Straight up. There's
In
no way.
competitive dude, in competitive specifically too. Like, why are you going into a ranked match just to cheat? Like, people going into that playlist are trying hard
Right.
and you're going in to cheat. That may I don't know. Like you said, they're pathetic. I, if you cheat in a ranked match, you're just pathetic. Like
You cheat in anything, period. You're pathetic.
imagine putting like all that effort into getting better or or into something else. Like I don't understand it, but with the cheating too, it's always the people that the point that I was going to make. It's always the people that are better at the game than like the regular person, that are doing it. I'm
Mhm.
sure there are a couple like one offs where like they don't have thumbs at all and they just hack for fun. But those are the people not justifying it, but those are the people that would do the like the double jump stuff or the D ranking. The people that aren't good at the game, they just want to go and have fun and ruin it for other people. That's like different. Whereas the
Right.
people that are good at the game, but they want that slight edge to boost their ego more, there are way more of those people hacking. And with the open matchmaking now, I think that might be part of it why we didn't see it as much because it's just random.
Yeah.
Whereas with the skill based matchmaking, you're obviously put in with people your skill level, and we play, demons at night. And these people, like, they're going so hard. The chances of us running into hacker in those matches are a lot higher than running into an open matchmaking system.
Right. Right. Yeah. I don't know. I'm hoping that with the stuff that we've gotten so far, like with that news about that stat, I hope they can continue that. And to your point with the open matchmaking, I hope that has an influence on some of the hackers too. Because maybe I'm out of my mind right now, but thinking that if you were like in the skill based era when it was so heavy, maybe people who are playing pubs, their weird justification is that they felt that that was what they had to do in order to get better to actually compete in these lobbies, which if you're hacking in pubs like that, I mean, that's just that's even more that's even more pathetic. You might as well just go to ranked and ruin people's lives there. But um, I really don't.
And
I
they
don't
do
know.
it.
It's hard to get into the mind of people like that as to why
Mhm.
they would do it. Um, I've never understood the point of that. To me, if you're playing in gold, if say like those people are probably plat players,
Yeah.
diamond, that's their peak. Because like I said before, they have to be somewhat good. If you're playing there though, you're probably having fun, like because you don't know. You're playing
Mhm.
against some people that are good and maybe a little bit better than you. But if you're like a gold player, like dude, how many like insane demons are you running into after the matchmaking's done? You know what I mean? Or just in general.
Mhm.
Like I don't understand that. If you're really trying to grind through the ranks and you want to like, oh, I want to be an iridescent player because I want to show my buddies at school that I'm there. I mean, that's
Just get
probably the
better. Just grind.
yeah, yeah. Well, because eventually you get exposed. You
Yeah.
have to know. These
Mhm.
people have to know that eventually they're gonna get caught. And for me, you just feel dirty,
Yeah. I
Like,
don't think
you're
they
not legit. Like, no one cares about you. The second if you went to someone's house, God forbid you'd leave your house. If you
Yeah.
went to play, you'd get exposed immediately. And
Mhm.
people would know that you suck. It's like, oh, you're an iridescent player. Oh, let me see. And then you load in and be like, bro, what? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
what are
Uh,
you doing, dude?
I think that's bring the psychology in it. I think those people just lie to themselves so much that they believe it.
I think
And with the open matchmaking, like this might be a stretch. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but
we're armchair
dude,
psychologists now.
the dude, yeah, Call of Duty
Maybe it's childhood
analysis.
trauma, Justin.
These people that are hacking a lot more. I said that they're better than average players. May they probably like hacking and getting good so much that yes, they like to join ranked. And in the skill base, you see more of those hackers because they're better, obviously. Um, they like making people like upset because it
Yeah.
feeds their ego.
Hmm.
Whereas in open matchmaking, you're getting like the casual Joe Schmo that's hopping in and they're like, ah, you're a hacker. They don't get that, that juice from someone getting so mad all the time.
Right.
Where players like you and I, we're going to be pissed because we're in ranked. We're losing SR. We're trying to win. Joe
And
Schmo over here, honestly, like if he wins, sure, whatever, but doesn't care. But the people that are hacking, like, no, I want you to know that I'm good at the game, and I want you to lose and be annoyed that accusing that person of hacking. They feed off of it.
yeah, and one of the best compliments you can get as a Call of Duty player or just like, an FPS player in general is when people call you hacking, or
Yeah,
calling you cheating. Like that's the best. You're like, "Oh, dude, thanks, bro." Like,
yeah,
yeah, I'm godlike right now. But can you imagine someone calling you that? You actually are. Like you're on the other side. Someone's
dude,
like,
yeah.
"You fucking cheat," and you're just sitting there with your controller, like, he's right. Like,
Oh yeah,
how do you deal with that?
that doesn't
That's what I
it
don't
doesn't cross
understand
their
about those.
mind.
I mean, it must not. They
It doesn't.
must just be like, whatever, you loser, and they just
If that, if
completely,
you're lucky,
yeah, or
lucky,
they just
they'll
block
admit it.
it out.
Yeah, they're like, "What do you mean I'm not hacking? I'm just
Yeah,
good at the
well,
game."
exactly. They still live in their world of denial.
Yeah.
Which again, I think they need to spend their money not on COD, and they need to get a psychologist. There's some there's some serious problems
Go
going
to
on there.
therapy.
Yeah, yeah. Dude, that'll be the new comeback. If a hacker beats you, bro, go to
Brother,
therapy.
go to therapy,
Dude,
man.
go seek some help, dude. It's like this game just came out. Why are you doing this?
Dude, yeah, I being in a mind of a hacker, like, right away, your first instinct, "I'm gonna hack in ranked."
Well, I mean, to what this stat is saying, hopefully those people have been, they've been stepped on quickly.
Mhm.
And if they're doing it, they immediately get banned. And I don't know, like we've talked about some ideas. Hopefully their PC gets locked out or
Bro,
something.
it blows up or
It
something, man.
blows up.
We don't need that.
Yeah. But it is going to be a real tell for this game, though, if they can keep that going. Again, I didn't think much about it. I did take it for granted that there wasn't any hacking in the beta, which again, if you're hacking in a beta, I mean, you've got mega problems in your life. But when ranked comes out, if they can keep this going and they can, look, hacking is inevitable. There
Yeah.
are going to be hackers in Black Ops 7. We're not that naive. Of course, it's going to be there. But if it's maybe in the entire life cycle of the game that I have maybe one handful of experiences with that, I'll take that.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
it's just a matter of if do I get one handful within a night, which
Yeah,
is
yeah.
kind of what it was like for a lot of people on Black Ops 6. If they can take that number down and have it, be, I mean, just way less throughout the entire lifespan and it not be something like us and many other people where it was a real detriment to your SR and trying to rank up, um, then we're in good shape. Um, so whatever they ended up doing with Ricochet, I don't know if they, it's different for this game. Again, it's way above my pay grade. I have no idea, but they need to keep it up because we need to make sure that these people just stay in the shadows.
Yeah, yeah,
Just
and they're
go away. No one wants you here.
yeah, and we don't see a bunch of negativity just on the
Right.
feed of hacking, Well, that's the thing. If we don't see that, we'll see a couple comments like here and there about it. Sure, like you said, it's always gonna happen. Hacking will always happen because these losers are just gonna be there for
Yeah.
whatever reason. But if if Ricochet has this much success throughout the life cycle of this game, that's perfect. And the people that are cheating, you gotta find something else to do. I
Get a
don't know
different
what else to
hobby.
tell you, dude. Like, you gotta stop lying to yourself,
That's our words of wisdom. This was a very psychological based episode, but for those people, yes, please seek help.
dude.
We'll put a
Yeah.
hotline number at the bottom here for them.
Go to therapy.
Yeah, but
Doesn't
something
help
I wanted.
the gaming stereotype either, because
No, it doesn't. It doesn't at
I will
all.
100% say, like, specifically FPS players, but, like, obviously COD is our realm. COD players have the biggest fucking ego ever. No, like, not just in COD. People that play COD have egos that are outside of COD. Like, they think it translates to a bunch of other stuff outside, which
Yeah,
I'll fully admit. Yeah, in COD, like, I will have an ego, but I will accept that if someone else is better than me. You just have to, like, prove it to me first, which I think that's fair. And I do think some ego in just any competitive thing in general is good because you have to believe you're better than the other person. You have to think you're the best. I mean, the iridescent players, like, the 1v1s against, like, Scump and stuff that they do at tournaments, like, you can't go into that being like, I'm playing the king. Yeah, you're probably gonna get cooked. But if you're an iridescent player, you're probably, like, decent. Don't put yourself a step lower than him, right? You have to go in being confident. There's a difference between confident and just ego because it does not help, you know. So many gamers are just or COD players are just angry and their
and,
egos are so high.
and it takes a moment like where they get checked by somebody who's really good, and
Mhm,
hopefully they take that and try to get better
mhm.
instead of just throwing out every excuse.
Yeah.
No doubt by us, we know we're good, but we've played people who are way better than us.
Yeah.
For fact, we've played those games,
Mhm.
and I'm just like, yeah, I can't even make up an excuse. I'm like,
Completely outplayed us.
that guy's just
Yeah.
godlike, you know what I mean? And hopefully you take some inspiration from you're like, okay, there's for sure levels to this. Like, I could definitely get
Mhm.
better, no doubt. Especially if you're playing Scump, I'd be like, Jesus Christ, bro. Like, I can't,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I can barely, part of it too. Your controller probably would just be like this. I
Mhm.
remember, side note, I remember when we went to one of the, what was it? Was it the Boston one that we went to when Scump was there doing
Yeah,
the 1v1s?
yeah.
Yeah, bro. I remember, I remember one of the guys that sat down. I mean, I'm not picking on him. I'd been the same way. Brother was shaking.
Chicken. Yeah,
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 I
yeah,
would have been the same thing. I'm like, dude, there's a whole crowd of people around me,
yeah,
and I got Scump over there. Methods is to my right. Like they're just eyeing me. I'm like, dude, I'm being judged by so
yeah.
many people
The
right now.
the lights
Yeah.
are on.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
It's
exactly.
different.
Well, and
Uh,
then they go and they watch the CDL and they judge these people. I'm
mhm.
like, "Man, you have no idea. If you went up on that stage and you know people in the crowd and everyone's just watching your POV
Mhm.
and tens of thousands of people at home, oh yeah, you'd be making some terrible plays."
Oh, yeah, dude, the lights are on. It's so
Yeah.
much different than, you're playing in the comfort of your own room versus on stage in front of, like, a bunch of people and the lights are on you.
Yeah,
Um,
forget it.
yeah, it is funny, like, seeing people like that. And 2, when you're in a ranked match, 'cause, this has happened a few times where, like, you and I are playing and, like, one of our friends is, like, with us. We're in a ranked match, we're down, like, 0-4 or whatever in a search. And like, when the mentality's down, like, we're just down, we're like, "Ah," it already feels chalked completely.
Right.
Um, and then there are moments where we're down, but, like, I know we can come back, like, easily. Like, these guys, just small little plays that we're screwing up, and they're just taking advantage over that. The worst is when you have a teammate and it's like, "Dude, it's over, like, there's no point." I'm like, "You're checking me so hard right now."
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yeah.
chalked. Like, you can't
Yeah.
do that at all. You
Yeah.
gotta
You
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 gotta
you can't
keep
be down talking halfway through the game. At any
yeah,
point in the game, you
yeah.
can't be doing that.
Then it's
You have to
over. It's completely
yeah.
chalked.
Yeah, you have to be like that until it says victory or defeat, Then you could
Yeah.
go and debrief and complain about it. But
Mhm.
mid-game, yeah, if you have a teammate like that, or God forbid if your duo's like that, being like, "Dude, fuck this." I'd be like, "Get out of here."
Yeah, dude, yeah, yeah, you're checking me so hard right now.
Yeah, it's like,
Um,
"Dude, these guys are like" I'll say it's like, "Dude, these guys are terrible. We've got this." Like,
yeah, yeah.
like that's something to rally the troops, get us try to go there. If we lose, so be it.
Mhm.
But
You gotta
yeah,
rally in those situations.
yeah. But
Um,
it's different if you're playing against someone who's hacking. It's
yeah,
hard to rally up against that guy.
yeah,
And if they're a good it's a that's like an oxymoron. If they're a good hacker, if there's someone where you literally just cannot kill them.
yeah. Well, it's
Um,
because those hackers, again, they're decent players. Like you said, we're probably playing like diamond crim hackers, and they're already in like diamond and crim.
right.
Like, imagine if we had hacks. It's like, yeah, we miss a few
Brother, we'd be
bullets.
top 250.
We miss a few bullets, but if you give me hacks, like, my thumb is gonna be way
Oh,
steadier.
bro, if I'm seeing you coming through walls, I mean, it's
Yeah,
over.
it's
It's like
easy.
there's no way I'm losing.
Yeah, there
Like,
are levels to it. Like, if we got a hacker that, just walls, for example, and it's, like, someone in bronze or, like, silver, that we can rally and win that. That's free. We could
that's
do that, dude. But
not
if
even
you got
worth
a
it at
hack
that point.
yeah, I'm sure people still do it, though. Like, you see if you have walls and you can't win a gunfight, dude, I I'm stressed out. I'm like, "I'm just
Nah,
bad at the game."
it's time to hang it up. It's like that you should go play some single player games, bro, or go play
Dude,
2K. Like,
yeah, yeah. It's like, when you're watching CDL and, obviously the observer view, like, we can see the players outlined and,
yeah,
someone's, like, watching a staircase and we know someone's coming up and they're like, "Oh," and then
yeah,
they still get cooked. That's what it's like.
yeah,
You can
yeah.
see them and, like, they can't. Um, but yeah, it's just chalked if you're like that.
Nah, it really is. But again, closing on with the whole hacking situation and with the people doing that, I'm gonna be saying a hail mary. I hope that it works. I hope that they
Mhm,
keep this up because obviously it's going to be for the better of the game, of course. And it's just going to help our whole argument here and the debate going on right now between Battlefield 6 and Black Ops 7, which one's going to come out on top. If
mhm.
Black Ops 7 has a real issue with hackers, it's going to be a really tough year, no doubt. But if they're able to maintain the ricochet anti cheat and just I don't know, again, keep it going for like throughout ranked and through pubs, then it's gonna really help the game out big time. That's the one thing that now in Call of Duty just kills it, like dead on arrival, is if it has a bunch of hackers in it, and a lot of them have in the betas. People would do it. So
Mhm.
seeing that there was virtually none going on in the beta is a good sign, but we're gonna have to just wait and see until the full game comes out.
Yeah, and same goes with Battlefield. they they have to keep up with hackers too. I don't know
Yeah,
how
they
many
do.
people are hacking because Battlefield hasn't dropped a game in like
Well,
4 years. So,
7,000,000 people bought it in 3 days, so, I guarantee there's a handful of them in there. There's gotta be. There's no
mhm,
way.
yeah. And I will say too, I think it says something about a game where the hackers wanna go to a game that so many people play just to hack and ruin their days. Like,
Yeah,
yo, 7,000,000 in 3 days, that is impressive. But at the end of the day, we have to see the life cycle of this a 1 year
right.
life cycle of both of these games to really compare, even though it doesn't matter. My prediction: COD will be better in terms of like numbers
Mm,
because it's COD. Like Battlefield hasn't come out in 4 years. Obviously, there's gonna be hype about this game, and the game's good too. So I understand, but a game that comes out every year that hasn't had a good track record in a couple of years versus a game that was really bad the last game and they took 4 years to develop a new one and now it's good. Obviously, they're going to take advantage of the hype there.
yeah.
Um, so we'll see. But also completely unrelated about when we're talking about like being chalked. This just like like I remembered something. I was watching football and one of the it was like Sunday night football or something. I can't remember if it was like a week ago.
Mhm.
Dude, one of the announcers, like usually what happens is if it's a blowout, the announcers will just chat about like other games in the future or something because
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's not entertaining, obviously. But one of the announcers, it was like a Bucks game or something. It was so funny. The guy was like, they're shocked. And I've never heard like a professional, use that term before.
Right,
Like,
right.
obviously outside of Call of Duty, because like the term chalk it up, like that's an actual phrase.
Yeah,
But I've like caught myself saying like outside of Call of Duty, this is chalked,
yeah,
which it makes sense in our head, and it kind of does too. If you know the phrase like chalk it up, you can
right.
you can get there. But most people will, ask, What did you just say? What does that even mean?" And hearing this announcer say they're chalked, I'm like, "What the heck just
Was
happened?"
he a young guy or is he
No, no,
older?
no, he was older, he was older.
Oh,
Dude,
dude,
it was
that's
so
even
funny.
weirder.
It was so funny,
I was
and
like,
it
"Bro, if he was like, 29, 30,
no,
I'm
no,
like,
no,
maybe
no.
he plays COD.
No,
He's so old."
he's so much older. He was like, "They're shocked." I laughed so hard. It's like, one of the announcers in college football too, he was going viral for it because he was like, "This person, like, gained about 6, 7 yards." Look at the
Uh,
announcement. I'm like, "Dude." It was so funny, and then, he had to apologize to everyone for doing that
oh,
because
come
people
on,
dude,
dude.
he was like, "I'm sorry, like, I have a son," and he was like, "It was just too perfect."
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
saying
How
he gained
could you
about
not?
6, 7 yards and then just did it. It was so funny, dude.
Dude, the COD lingo and the brain rot lingo,
It's
it's
so
it's
funny.
coming into everything.
Yeah, and the parents that accept it, I guess, and, like, bring it up, it's just so funny. Like, I don't get the whole 6, 7 thing, I know where it's from, but it's just funny seeing, dude, like, other people do it by mistake, and
Yeah.
then they recognize it.
Dude, that is literally the story of my life every
Oh,
day.
yeah.
I had on the board is my last day. I had on the board today was 1600s to 1700s,
Yeah.
and the kids are like, "Yo, mister, you meant to do that, right? Come on now." I was like I was like, "What you mean?" They're like, "You know." I
And you're
was
like,
like,
"Fuck."
"Dude."
God
I
damn
I
it.
did. I was just like, "Shut the fuck up."
Yeah.
Like, don't even start with your nonsense.
Oh, it's so funny. It's funny when older people just, like, accept it,
Oh,
and
yeah.
they just play along with it too. They don't
Yeah.
get it, but
That's how I know, bro. This is how I know we're old is because now that's one of the first things that's come up that I don't understand it.
yeah.
I but like I now I'm starting to find it funny because I think that's the whole point.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
they say it to trigger people, and
Yeah.
I've seen teachers who get like
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah.
pissed off about it. I'm just like, Oh my
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
god.
yeah.
I'm just like, "Bro, you're literally letting these kids win. They're just in class
Yeah,
doing this and like, enough." I'm like,
dude.
"Dude."
All they're doing too is just moving their hands.
Yeah,
Like,
but
they're
yeah,
not
exactly. They're like they're not doing anything bad. They're literally just saying these 2 numbers doing this, and people get so riled
yeah.
up about it.
Our 6-7 is like the SpongeBob episode. Like, Patrick, you know what's funnier than, 24?
Yeah.
25. And
Right, right.
it's that.
Yeah, for nonsensical, non-offensive humor, yeah. That's
Yeah,
like it's exactly
it's the
what it
same
is. Like,
thing.
if you know, you know.
Yeah,
But this stuff, I've gotten my debrief on where it came from, and I
mhm.
like it didn't give me the answer I was looking for, and I'm just like, maybe that is the answer. That there is no answer.
Yeah, no, literally, I think it's just brain rot. The origin of
It, it
it's just funny. It's from a song. That's it. Like, that's
yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Nothing
that's
else.
like yeah, it is dumb for sure, but it's coming around though, obviously with the football guy
Oh,
doing
yeah.
that.
It's so funny just when older people,
I
like,
love it.
significantly older people, uh, just do stuff like that. It's like, 1, it's not harmful, like, whatever they're doing, so it's just funny that they're just accepting it. They don't get it either, but they're just doing it.
They also play like that guy though, he probably plays a role in killing it off because then the kids see it, they're like, "Oh, it's so cringe."
Oh,
Like, dude,
yeah.
you're old,
Yeah,
and you're saying that. Like, if
yeah.
my dad said that, I'd be like, "Holy, like,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
don't ever say
Yeah.
that again, brother."
The clip was just so funny seeing him, like, he recognized immediately after he said 6, 7 yards, and he just looked at the camera and just did it.
No, I'll have to go check it out. You have to send it to me because
Yeah,
I wanna see. That's comedy.
yeah. Um, anyways, I think we kinda hit everything so far.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
so.
well, some stuff about Call of Duty CDL, like, came out. Um, I think we're starting to get closer to the finalized teams, and there there've been a bunch of like relocations of teams and like whatnot, because let's be honest, the CDL isn't in the best state right now. Like, we don't know if the Royal Ravens are the the Ravens anymore, who owns them. um yeah, it's just a lot of moving parts right now.
Yeah, the last with Carolina, I saw that they're gonna be trying to build around Slasher. That's the rumor. Um,
Yeah, but
what
Carolina might not be Carolina. There are
right.
rumors that, Space Station Gaming is coming in, so,
Mm,
SSG, people don't know.
yeah.
Um, and, they're great in, like, other esports too, like Halo, Rocket League. The the owner of that org actually is, oh god, I hate that I can't remember his name right now, but, like, I knew about him, like, not knowing that he was the owner of SSG.
Mm.
I knew him through Roman Atwood. Like, he would be on Roman Atwood's
Oh,
like
really?
vlogs. Yeah. And he started SSG because him and his son like love gaming. Like, he gamed too, and he had a son, and like, this was probably like 10 plus years ago. Like, him and Roman are like really close friends.
Gotcha,
And
gotcha.
I remember seeing him in a vlog, and I was like, "Wait a minute, is this a dude that was on Roman Atwood's vlog?" And it's Sean something. I can't remember his last name. God damn it! I
He's the
need to
owner
look.
of Space Station Gaming.
I'm gonna look it up.
Let's see if one of us can find her first here. Who knows? You might get it. Sean McBride.
Sean Duras. Sean Duras.
Yeah,
That is
Sean
fucking it.
Duras.
Yeah, he's known for like skateboarding too.
Mm.
That's how I knew him. That and being really close friends with Roman. Um, And yeah, he he owns one of the biggest esports orgs like ever, and he might be coming into COD, which is it's cool. So I don't know if it's gonna be Carolina anymore or SSG Carolina, whatever.
As I mean, if they get in there, I mean, they've been in COD before, haven't they? Back in the
Yeah,
day, were
yeah,
they?
back in the
Yeah,
day,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I
a
think it
long
would
time
be good
ago.
for them to come back in. I don't see why not.
Mhm.
But regards to that team who no one really knows what's going on there. I think that's one of the last teams that has to be or no, one of the last teams that has to be finalized. It's one of the teams that no one really knows what's going on with them.
Mhm.
Um,
The
and then
yeah,
on
the
top of that too, I saw this from now was 2 hours ago with, I went and tweeted it out, was Rocker, they rebranded to G2 Berlin. Do you see
mhm.
this?
Yeah.
Do you see the logo?
The which one? The
Like,
rocker one?
their G2 Berlin logo. Do you see this?
The oh, not the
Like,
troll.
it's G2, well, it's like G2 Minnesota with the, like, they have the original rocker logo,
Yeah.
but it just, dude, first off, G2 Minnesota,
Mhm.
like that, I'm not into these names, bro. Like,
Yeah.
they just don't hit, they don't roll off the tongue.
Mhm.
It's just like, it's kinda whack,
Mhm.
you know? I get why some of them, they have to do these rebrands, but that was, like, another thing. So, Minnesota Rocker, name's gone, I guess, like, rest
Mhm.
in peace. So now we're gonna have a new version of it. But is it really gonna change much for that team? Hell no. They
Yeah.
they
'Cause I
gotta have a good team.
yeah, 'cause I think now you don't need to have, uh, what I don't know what
Y
the word
and, like,
the original rocker name anymore. Like, you can use your official name now. Like, if
yeah,
Optic wanted to just be Optic Gaming, they could.
yeah.
Um,
Which I think
yeah.
would make sense for some of these teams. And probably for them brand wise too, if they have their hands in other esports, it
Mhm.
just makes sense to try to streamline it as best they can.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. And I wonder obviously, FaZe and Optic haven't done that because I mean, they have the biggest orgs, uh, like, within the CDL. Same with LA Thieves. Like, they've already built a brand around that already, whereas
right.
these guys like G2 coming in, but I liked, Rocker's, like, new logo, the the purple and red.
Yeah, like, I've always liked that rocker logo that they had, that
Mhm,
original one. Um, I just think some of these names now, like, this is the year of weird names. Like, we've got the Falcons that have changed, but there's a Riyadh
mhm,
Falcons, which I think was definitely a dub. Like,
mhm,
that's a much better name than Vegas Falcons. Um, then we've got Vegas Phase or Phase Vegas,
mhm,
which just seems kind of weird. I can't remember what's going on with Movistar Koi or Toronto Ultra. I don't know
mhm.
what they're going by now.
I've heard
Um,
that I've heard it's gonna be Ultra for this 1 year, and then next year, the team name is gonna change because 'cause they're in the process of shifting it around.
yeah, like Koi Gaming is cool.
Mhm,
Like, I like that name. That's clean, simple. Some of these where you do like G2, like LAG Gorilla Mate, like get out of
mhm.
here. You know what I mean?
I think the thing is, like, this whole city-based thing, like, if it was just like, what G2 is normally, like,
Yeah,
G2, that's fine, but the
yeah,
fact that, it's these teams are all city-based now, like, you
yeah,
need to implement where the, team is from, it's hard.
yeah,
Um, but, yeah, I saw the G2, like, I mean, they put out the troll with the G2, the Green Bay Packers, like, because they relocated to Berlin, um, and, people, like, were tweeting at it, and people were actually getting mad. They're like, "Yo, who's gonna tell them?" They just ripped it off. I'm like, "You guys don't realize what just happened." Like, they can't rip the Green Bay Packers logo.
I just thought that was whack at first. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I saw it for a second. I should have actually read it for a second time.
Oh,
I
they
was
got
like,
you?
"What?" I was like, "What the fuck?" I didn't bother. I didn't
I
bother
wa
reading below it.
they, well, they let it, like, sit for a bit, and then people are getting mad. I'm like, "Dude,
Well,
this is a
dude,
professional org. They're not gonna put the Green Bay Packers logo in it." And then afterwards, I think 10 minutes later or something, they replied with,
we
"We
got you
got
good.
you in the first half." And I was like, "No, you didn't." I
I mean,
appreciate the effort though.
dude, some of these orgs and shit that goes on with them, especially with some of the teams that have been made and some of the decisions that we've heard from people at the top. I think a lot of people can't put stuff past them, you know.
I mean, the Green Bay
But that
Packers
though is pretty.
logo
Yeah, I know.
though,
Yeah, yeah, no, you can't be doing that. No.
like, yeah, dude, they can't afford an NFL lawsuit. That's not happening.
They have it up there and they don't clarify, and then they immediately get a call.
Dude, yeah.
They're like, "What are
Yeah.
you doing right now?"
Some people, yeah, they're cooking them. And, I was like reading it, and I was like, oh, people actually fell for this. And then Jacob Hale was like, if you're if you fell for this, you're cooked.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, they did, and then um the SSG team, like I heard that it's gonna be Slasher, Renegade, Bond, and then I forget who the other person is, but it's the two Halo guys from Optic that are supposed to be joining Slasher. Uh, which could be true or not. I don't know, but it would make sense because I'm pretty sure those two guys used to be on SSG, so they
Mhm.
know Sean, and SSG is like a top team in Halo. So I'm sure if SSG can come into COD and keep two of their former like players, and then bring in like a vet like Slasher to team up with them,
Yeah.
that's a pretty good move.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be their only, they're gonna be their only spot too. You
Mhm.
know, if any of those guys are trying to come from Halo into COD, if they wanna do that, that's and from what we've seen so far, that's one of the only spots that has,
They'll run
available
the gamble.
positions. Yeah,
Mhm.
and for them, yeah, what do they got to lose,
No,
you
yeah,
know?
exactly. And the thing is too, like they're a duo. So if anything, both of them decided, all right, let's make the transition to COD. We're teaming up with Slasher. Let's go grind.
Yeah,
And
I was gonna say too,
and
and
just push each
Slasher's,
other.
hella veteran,
Exactly.
obviously showed last year in BO6 that he still got it.
Mhm.
I wouldn't necessarily say that team's chalked right now.
Yeah, because
But
we haven't seen them.
yeah, but we'll have to wait and see confirmations or any
Mhm.
heavy confirmed rumors that come about because I uh I can't take a bunch with the rumors right now just because so much of this stuff is still up in the air
Mhm.
unless I get like a Jacob Hale tweet or like a CDL intel that says it is finalized. Like this is
Mhm.
pretty much 100% what it is.
Yeah, and those guys being like Halo pro players, like that's a great example. Hopefully, I'll say they come into COD and they're like, "Look, we're rookies.
Yeah,
Ego aside, we know nothing. Yeah, we can shoot,
yeah,
but and then teaming up with a guy like Slasher who expects perfection.
right.
Obviously, it's a good person to like have as like a mentor.
Yeah,
Um,
I agree.
but if those guys come in and they do what Shotzi did and Neptune, class act, that's how you be a professional. That's how you
Hmm.
get better.
I'd,
Not being a
I'd love to
whine,
see it.
not being a whiny baby
Mhm.
coming in, and that's like my ego is so good. I'm a world champion. No one gives a fucking cod if you're a
Right.
world champion. You have to
Hmm.
win in that game.
Hmm.
You mean nothing until you win in that game.
Now, so it'll be a good year for sure. I hope they come in because I'd like to see what they end up doing. But
Yeah,
again, we'll have to see if they get a spot.
yeah, and I think that's it. All Black Ops 7 news. Uh, hopefully, yeah, the game might release a week early. We'll see. To be honest, I just want them to release it on the 14th. I do hope they release the campaign a week early like they did previously.
Yeah,
That would be awesome for us because we still play the campaign and then we can just jump into multiplayer.
yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
but I like last thing I saw people saying I kind of hope they don't release it early because one, what is it actually going to do for COD? Because Battlefield 6 is already out. Like, what is a week really going to do for them in terms of competing with other games? Two, I saw a lot of people saying like I already took time off from work for those specific days, like when the beta came out. Um, and like I can't change this. Like, don't release it a week early. And I'm
That's a you
like,
problem, bro.
yeah, yeah. Uh, but we'll see what Treyarch does. Like my fear is they release it early and you know shit's wrong. Like something's wrong.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
always a concern. But
yeah,
hopefully, at this stage in the game, they don't rush it and they take their time. And if they need
yeah.
that extra week, I don't know if they do, but if maybe the game doesn't really even matter at that point because
Mhm.
they're. But I have no idea.
Oh yeah, I'm probably with. I doubt they're changing anything within a week besides minor things and like marketing stuff. But
Right.
just release a campaign. Like to the point.
That
I
was
don't
a
think.
good move.
Yeah, I don't think releasing a COD a week early will do anything. If I have to wait till the 14th, so be it. I don't really care.
No, it's not gonna make or break the game if it comes out a week early. It would just be nice because you get it a week
Yeah.
earlier. It wouldn't be nice for that guy who took work off, but again, that's your problem, bro.
Yeah,
I'm,
you got to
I'm
figure that
sorry.
out.
Yeah, exactly.
Go change it. Goes changing it. And they're like, actually, we're
You
not
know
doing
what?
that.
We're not. We
You're
can't.
not. Your boss is just
You know,
like, what the fuck are you
we
doing?
got some things we got to patch beforehand. Yeah, those boss. Like, you know what? Get the fuck out. Take it.
Yeah,
We're gonna indefinite leave, bro.
yeah,
Why don't you take the entire year, bro? You're done.
yeah. Um, but yeah, all Black Ops 7 news. I think we're good.
Hmm.
Yeah. So everyone, if you like this episode, nice long episode here. We're gonna have timestamps in the description as always. So if you want to skip over the gaming talk, the single player stuff, and want to just get straight into COD,
Don't skip it.
go
It's
do that.
good shit though. That's where we all gather. We all agree on.
It is good, but there are people here that
Copy.
only like COD. They value our COD opinion, so they gotta jump
Value
20+.
our other opinions too.
Yeah, but they might not care about
Let us
video
know
games.
what you think.
Yeah.
Are,
Um,
are we only good on COD opinions and everything else we're faded?
dude, I think we're the most valid
I mean,
with
yeah,
COD opinions,
straight up.
which is
Yeah.
true. I think
Let
we
us
put in our time with COD. The other single player games, I mean, everyone has an opinion on them, but it's not like we're not like a let's play channel. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
Like, so we just do this on the side. But if you guys like the extra gaming talk, let us know. I mean, we're probably gonna do it anyways, and we leave timestamps. So if you don't want to listen to it, just feel free to skip through. It's totally
Mhm.
fine. But yeah, if you're on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, subscribe over there. Let us know down below if you think Battlefield 6 coming out is gonna kill COD, or if you think they're even comparable. Let us know. We're also on anchor.fm/the COD Casuals. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all that stuff. And if you don't want to listen to the whole thing, we cut it up and post it over on Instagram and TikTok. So make sure to go over there to listen to all the shorts, and also leave a 5-star rating on all platforms because it helps us
Only.
out a ton. And leave a thumbs up on the YouTube, because I don't think we'd say that, but the thumbs ups actually help us a lot on YouTube. So go and do that.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's it.
And that's it, bro.
Yeah. So thank you, everyone. This has been episode 245 of the COD Casuals. We're your host, Justin,
And I'm Mike.
and we'll see you guys next week.
Take it easy, everybody.
See ya.